Let's get weird, buddy. Let's get weird.
Guys, where are we?
Well, if there's a bright center to the universe, you're on the planet that it's farthest from.
Welcome to the Outer Rim. Enjoy your stay.
Here come the heroes to save the world from destruction. They are X-Men.
Previously on X-Men.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun. And we're back once again talking comics. And once again, we're talking Wolverine comics. And once again, we're talking comics from 2024, at least started in 2024 for Wolverine's birthday. A bunch of stuff that I meant to get to and just didn't get to, but I didn't forget about it. And I still want to talk about it. And so we're doing it. We recently just did issue number 1 of Predator versus Wolverine. We also just did the first issue of Wolverine Deep Cut number 1. And now today we're going to be covering another series that came out last year based on Wolverine that's still going and mysteriously has not, the 4th issue has yet to show up. We're talking about Wolverine Revenge. When I got by Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo, and here I go, like mentioning all these things up front, completely once again forgetting to say that if you're liking what we're doing here on the channel, whether it's talking TV shows, movies, games, comics, whatever, don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Helps with my motivation to see the channel grow a little bit at a time. Anyway, we're here talking Wolverine Revenge, and of the list of stuff that I knew that was coming out for Wolverine in 2024. Wolverine Revenge was like, as soon as, because look, Chris Claremont's a big draw, right? It is. And I kind of knew that I was like, all right, I'm going to enjoy these books. But when I saw Jonathan Hickman and Greg Capullo doing a book called Revenge, and I saw the cover of the first book, I went, oh my God. Like, this is the one. It's Hickman, man. I have many opinions about the different phases of the Krakoan age. But for the most part, I have really liked Jonathan Hickman's work over the years. I love his solo stuff as well. So this to me was like gonna be like, oh my God, what are they gonna what deep, intense things are we gonna get into? Philosophy of Wolverine. What are we gonna be getting into? And what I like here is this is a jarring book for, I think, Hickman fans, because this is really straightforward. I keep looking for greater things that are going to be happening in this book after reading the first 3 issues. I've been like, okay, maybe Hickman's waiting till the black, for issue number 4 to drop the hammer on us. But what I think he's doing is just, hey man, do you guys want to write goes to like him and Capullo, I feel like, are just writing a really fun, bloody, messy, not canon Elseworlds type of story. I don't like using multiverse, but it's true. I guess would be a multiverse, whatever universe this is. I like this kind of story. This isn't filling in the gaps like Claremont's been doing in 2024 with Gambit and Wolverine. The Gambit book, I think, was more like 2022 into 2023. But this is an all new story that's flipping a lot of things on its head. Things that are going on in this book are like, holy shit. We are going to be getting into every single frame, but the overall thing is that, well, first off, Greg Capullo, who, I mean, he came in with did old, he was doing X-Men way back in the 90s, and then, with the Spawn gig, just got bigger and bigger, and his stuff with Batman and Scott Snyder is fantastic. He is like to me, like the heir apparent, like, and I don't want to use words that are just grand like that, but for me, he took over where Todd McFarlane stopped. And while Todd's still doing Spawn and does covers and occasionally draws and stuff, Capullo's been doing it and still having that kind of, I don't want to say he's, he's his own thing, but it's McFarlane's art is the closest thing that reminds me of. And I love it here in this book, mixed with Hickman's just fun revenge writing, telling this crazy story. And one of the best parts about the story, I think what I found jarring about it, right, was the thing that I really like about it, which is they're dropping us in the middle of this story where we don't know what is going on. Neither does Wolverine. We know about him as much as the character does. All we know is that like 10 year no, that's not 10 days ago in this story, asteroid M comes plummeting to Earth. Asteroid M being Magneto's fortress up in space that is up there sometimes, right? And we don't know why it's coming down, but all we know is that Magneto, they say he detonates an EMP, but read between the lines. We've heard this kind of story before about like what would happen if Magneto when he died, right? An EMP goes off when he dies on asteroid M, and it takes out like so much that the whole world has had. This is an apocalypse event. This is an extinction level event where hundreds of millions are dead. But when we start the story, it's Wolverine in the Savage Land. He has no idea that anything has happened. Now, by proximity to where it happened and putting Wolverine literally on the other side of the globe, like he's on the bottom of the globe, right, of our planet, and whatever happened with asteroid M happened over like Canada and America. So in the Savage Land, communication is basically, if you really want to check out, this is where you check out. And since Wolverine loves the jungle and nature and just getting out in it, the Savage Land is the perfect place to, frickin' tune out. And he's having a good old time until, of course, Nick Fury shows up. But it's not like Ultimate's Nick Fury or the most recent Nick Fury that's based off of Samuel L. Jackson. It's old school Nicholas Fury. And he's telling him everything that's going on. He's got Cap and Bucky. They're going to get into the couple of helicarriers that they have left and go after this cold fusion reactor that's in Russia. And the people there, that they're the only ones keeping the lights on. And it's basically a heist. These guys this isn't like them doing anything really necessarily good. It's like now it's all about survival. So they're basically trying to ruin Russia so that they can save themselves, save America. It's like people have drawn lines. The world is coming to an end. And the only thing about this book is that you have to remember this is not our universe, and that somehow in this universe, Cap is like fine with going along with this because it's the only way. There are things that I will ask about any book or any story that is like, that feels like it goes against character, right? But in this universe, Cap is going along with it because things are that bad. There basically is no America, and they're trying to save what little of it there is. Maybe Cap would go in there and negotiate and be a diplomat, find out how we can all share power. I would like to believe that because, as if you've read this story, right? If you haven't read this story, full spoilers going in, because I want to be able to talk about it freely. But it's like Cap doesn't even get a chance to really be a diplomat or anything like that. You also have to because Deadpool's in this story and he's acting a lot unlike himself that he is in the main 616. He's back to being a mercenary who will do anything for money. And here at the end of the world, I guess he's choosing the villains to side with. But on the villain side, with Magneto dead, you've got Mastermind, Omega Red, and Deadpool, and Colossus of all people, basically being the Brotherhood of Mutants. And they're the ones in Russia with this cold fusion reactor, and Nick Fury has this like last ditch effort. We win this or billions, it's over. Billions are dead and everything is done. And when Mastermind quickly takes out basically their whole plan, lickety split. And this plot, this story does clip. This is moving. And it's still one of my concerns with this book is we're really clipping along at a regular pace and just taking people out, and the story's moving fast. And again, what I have to say about this book, you know, and I'll try not to keep saying it over and over again, is I'm really wondering where it's going because it's so straightforward. And because it's Hickman, I keep waiting to see when something is going to shift my like the way that I've been reading this book. Like that suddenly the rug's going to get pulled out from under me, and there's going to be a reality shift where it's like, oh my God, because a friend of mine and I were talking about it, and we keep thinking about Mastermind playing a bigger role in this, even though we'll find out in issue number 2 what goes on. But in this, though, before we get to the actual book and show you everything, you know, Mastermind blows up their whole plan. Fury's bait is done. The team's on the ground, and they're quickly captured by Deadpool and Omega Red and Sabretooth. Not killed, okay? But when they come to, right, they've got bombs inserted into their chests, and Wolverine was the only one awake during it because they had to use Omega Red's power to like depower a little bit of Wolverine's healing factor to get the bomb under his rib cage, so that way it can't heal, and if it goes up, he's technically not going to live through it. Now, this whole thing is a message. You know, you've got the villain standing over them, and this is a message, you know, like Wolverine's looking at Colossus like, what the hell is going on here, man? Why are you doing this? Like, and Colossus in this story, because we all know Colossus as this like super noble character is doing something, again, pretty out of character. But in those 10 days, we don't know what's happened to Colossus to make this happen. Neither does Wolverine. The world has ended, and we can only see things from like his perspective. We're kind of, like I said, we're playing catch up. We know what we're being told. Are we being told the whole truth? Does anybody know the whole truth? I mean, because we don't even know what caused Magneto to die, right? So there's a whole lot of unanswered questions that keep this book going. And even though it's like, oh God, there's bombs in their chest, something's going to happen. Basically, Colossus is like, I'm not going to kill you. I want this to be a message, right? That we can get to you anywhere, and you need to tell everybody to fuck off. Like, figure it out for yourself. Don't come back to Mother Russia. Except Deadpool doesn't wait, and he blows up both Cap and Bucky and killing them. So, and earlier, Maria Hill and Dum Dum Dugan and what's his name? Wow. It's like, I want to say it's oh my God, I want to keep saying Claremont, but it's not. Anyway, who cares? He's dead. When I talk about it, maybe I'll put it in here as like when I look it up while I'm editing or something. But he's dead too. And Colossus wasn't gonna do anything, but they blow Wolverine up and basically leave him there. And they're making their plans, and he comes back from like nothing. And it's brutal and crazy. And like doing even this first issue is weird to talk about it. I almost wanted to go, should I wait until all of it's come out? Because this is like a mystery book to me. Is it going to be this straightforward? Is Wolverine getting blown up and coming back to kill these guys? Like, how is this all going to pay off? Like I said, I still don't know. But as far as just like a brutal story in a crazy world where we don't know a lot of information, this is still a fun book to read. It's a fun book to look at. And as we go along, hopefully you guys will see, maybe you guys will pick something up. Is this as straightforward as it seems, or should I be expecting something special from Jonathan Hickman in the last 2 issues? But here we go as we get to talking about Wolverine Revenge #1 by looking at it frame by frame. All right, let's get started with Wolverine Revenge #1. Great cover. Now, this is not the red band version. This is just the standard version. I've got the red band version of this book. It's just more bloody. All right. I mean, look, it's a gimmick and I fell for it, but it's Wolverine and I like more blood. No one knows how it happened, as no one lived who was there. What is known is that as asteroid M burned up on re-entry, Magneto breathed his last breath, and when he died, it released the largest EMP in the history of mankind. Then the northern hemisphere went dark. That was 10 days ago. Wolverine Revenge. Writer Jonathan Hickman. Penciler Greg Capullo. Inker Tim Townsend. Colorist FCO Placentia. And letterer VC's Corey Pettit. If I butchered your name, I'm sorry. Zero a.m. after Magneto. The Savage Land. Antarctica. Now, these are the Zebra Children. I believe these are a Hickman creation from back in the Avengers days, his Avengers days. So it's interesting. It's cool to see these guys back. I can feel it in the air. It's death, and it's close. But we have to be brave, brothers. Our people are depending on us. Well, that's scary talk, no doubt. I guess you're lucky I was in the neighborhood. What are you looking for again? A great beast. Normally it left us alone, feeding in the deep jungle. But something changed when the sky flashed purple. It started attacking our village, hunting us, killing us. Now no one sleeps, Wolverine. They're afraid to. Do you know what that's like, friend? Now, see, the first clue here we have, right, to anything going on is that the sky flashed purple. And this beast that normally would leave people alone started attacking people, right, and killing everybody. Now, he's not asking questions about no purple thing in the sky, but I think that that's something. No, but my enemies sure do. It's here. Stay close. Be strong. If we are together, nothing can stand against us. Nothing can. Oh, gods. Yeah, that's how it goes. So much bark and so little bite. I like that picture. That is very Jurassic Park. Chomp. I mean, boy, it just goes right in there and just bites down hard on that Triceratops. Snicked. That's more like it. Just lunge. I mean, there we go. Wolverine jumping into the fray. Chomp. Right into his mouth. Just stabby, stab, stab. Rah. Hurts, don't it? This is what happens when you run into something meaner than you. Normally, I'm not quite so ornery. But I came down here to unwind, unplug, and disappear. Then you. You made the mistake of interrupting my vacation. Sack! Right through the frickin' head. Vacation. What's that? I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never actually experienced one. Nick Fury? Now, the only thing that was different in that in the red band thing was that there were a bunch of guts that pile out of the dinosaur to show the power of Wolverine's claws. But here we are, all of a sudden, Nick Fury shows up in the Savage Land. Remember, he also showed up in the Savage Land back with Magneto and Rogue back in the day, too. You better have a good reason for being here, and an even better one for interrupting my fun. My God, you really don't know, do you? While you've been down here disconnected, the entire world has lost its mind, and worse than that, it's on its last leg. I'm here to recruit you, Logan. I need you. America needs you. Hate to break it to you, bub, but I'm Canadian. Well, bad news on that front. I'm sorry to say there really isn't a Canada anymore. So I figured you might make an exception. Like what? 8 hours later, we're estimating that 100 million people are already dead, but I suppose we should be grateful. Asteroid M came in at an angle and detonated above Quebec. Bad for all of North America and most of Northern Europe and Asia, though it probably spared a couple billion lives in India and Southern Asia. But the fact remains, what we knew as the West probably has less than a week before it's gone for good, and those millions very quickly become billions. So we see we've got Quartermain. Was that the name I was trying to think of? You got Wolverine sitting there with Winter Soldier and Captain America and Nick Fury, and then his few people. They're all that's there. And what? You were lucky enough to be on a helicarrier shielded from the blast? No, we were actually on the other side of the world running a Five Eyes op near Perth. That's what saved us. So they were back in like Australia, down like in the outback days of the X-Men when this was going on. Logan, the S.h.i.e.L.D. fleet, they had 20 fully functional helicarriers in operation when Asteroid M blew up. You're now looking at the last 3. Are you sure we're not focusing on the wrong thing, Nick? Shouldn't we be helping to save as many people as we can, not running a military op? There's Cap, like right there. He's like saying, why are we doing this? Cap, the EMP it released was strong enough to fry absolutely everything. There isn't a working phone, computer, light bulb, train, plane, or power plant for thousands of miles that will ever work again. The only way to save people is to find some way to turn the lights back on, which is exactly what we're doing. This isn't a military operation, gentlemen. It's a heist, and the target, Tunguska Station. First time I heard the term Tunguska was on the X-Files, where they talked about the asteroid or meteor that hit up there for real, and a lot of the X-Files alien lore started from there. We're 100 miles out from it now, and if our intel is correct, it's the home of the only cold fusion seed reactor to ever exist. 2 problems, of course. It ain't ours, and it is theirs. The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, which we believe is currently being run by Mastermind, and a guy with a serious need for some Rogaine. I don't suppose appealing to his better nature is in the cards. You're holding out hope that these people have better natures, Steve? I can promise you they don't. I am curious, how did the station survive the blast? On that front, we have no idea. All we know now is that it's the last light on in a very dark world. I'll be running the mission from the sky, providing cover for you and Clay Quartermain. That's his name, Clay Quartermain, motherfucker. Maria Hill and Dum Dum Dugan will be in command of each individual helicarrier. I love Maria Hill. I still say Secret Invasion on Disney, man, that they did that character dirty. Anyway, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Wolverine, the three of you, along with the strike team, will head into the base and secure, then extract the seed. I want to be very clear. We succeed here today, full stop, because failure means that 1 billion people die. So failure is not an option. Can I count on you? Yes, Colonel. Absolutely. Do you really need to ask, Nick? I'm ready. I'm more than ready. What else are we gonna do? All right, we'll be at the site in 20. Everyone say your prayers. Oh, get right with God. And be ready to do your job. 20 minutes later. Boom! One of the helicarriers is already gone. I don't see nothing on the scope. Dum-dum. But we just lost the ship. Where did that come from? Nick, it came from Clay's helicarrier. What? Clay, what the hell are you doing? I'm sorry, Colonel. Clay isn't in right now. But if you hold on for a moment, you'll be able to chat with him in person. Cap, go now! Get out of the ship! So we see it's Mastermind. Now, here's the thing that because Mastermind's powers, this was another thing, is they're mostly illusory, right? He convinces you of things that you're feeling, seeing, whatever. He doesn't really, his telepathy and stuff to me, he couldn't just go up against anybody. So it's like, I think. And so it's Quartermain that he gets. I was a little troubled with the power usage here because I was not 1,000,000% sure that this is how it really works, especially since, well, in issue 2, we'll see what he really can do with his powers. But again, they're trying, this story moves fast. And so this is how it's going. I do know he has got some powers. I mean, he's the reason why the Dark Phoenix saga kicked off with convincing Jean and of things. So here we go. That's all I'm saying. Like, maybe he's talking through him, maybe because he showed him something else. Maybe he showed him that there was an enemy over there to shoot. Oh, God. There's Nick Fury. Basically, he's on his way out. Jump! Jump! And an explosion of epic proportions as the last two helicarriers working are exploded. It is weird that Cap's kind of got a smile on his face as he's going down, but it's pretty epic. How far away are we? Take a look. I mean, he still looks super noble here and kind of excited almost. How much opposition do you think we should be expecting in there, Bucky? Oh, I guess he would ask him that since he was he's the Winter Soldier. He knows about Russian counterintelligence and secret stuff. Could be fully staffed, which means we're not going to run into patrols on the way. Or we're going to run into patrols on the way. Or it could be a skeleton crew. So basically, he doesn't know. Only one way to find out. Yeah, we had 3 helicarriers and a complete strike team. Now all that's left is us. So everyone split up. Make for the entry point on the north side. I don't know. Splitting up seems like a bad idea to me. Convenient for the plot. Be careful out there. We don't know what we're walking into. Uh-oh. Who's that? Oh, Jesus. Oh, man. And I just paid my last payment on this S.h.i.e.L.D. uniform. Who's that? What happened there? Well, all I know is somebody's head just got taken off. And that looks mean, it looks like Maria Hill, but it could just be another S.h.i.e.L.D. agent. S.h.i.e.L.D. just can't catch a break, folks. It's too quiet. I took a wider path down, crossed back on my own tracks just to make sure it was clear. Nice and careful, like. Uh-oh. But someone should be down here already. Someone should. Something's wrong. And he definitely drew blood because you can see the claw. I'm always an enemy in this land, but it never fails to awe me. The stark beauty of this place is something to behold. Uh-oh, look behind you! But I'm a soldier, and there will always be the war, and so I will... Oh, Jesus Christ, in mid-sentence, that sucks. And he's being dragged away. I know you're all there. I can smell the blood on each of you. You might as well come out, Sabretooth, and let's get this over with. Actually, Runt, while Deadpool wanted to do you from a distance and Omega Red wanted to gut you up close, I had to explain to the team that we needed to take it somewhat easy on you. The boss wants a word with you before we shut your eyes for good. You awake? What happened? The Brotherhood happened, but there's something else going on here. There's something wrong with my chest. Yeah, mine too. I was awake when they did it. Don't know how they overcame my healing factor, but they cut me open and stuck something in there. I'm guessing they did the same to you. And your guess would be correct, Wolverine. I have a brilliant and gifted mind, but it still took no small number of permutations and combinations of Omega Red's diseases before we found one strong enough to temporarily stunt your powers so we could get something inside you. Then we put it behind your ribcage so your body wouldn't be able to push it out as it healed. Clever, I thought. You might disagree. What is it? A bomb. Meat goes boom and dinner gets served. Why? You can't possibly think you can blackmail us or coerce us into helping you in any way. Not with what's at stake. Yeah, they know, Bucky. They're just playing with their food. Not surprising for this bunch of bastards, but I expected better of you, Petey. And why is that, Tovarich? As he comes out of the shadows, right? And it's just like, holy shit, Colossus is a bad guy? And that's one of the things I think about this story is that you've got these bad guys and you've got these good guys, but the good guys are basically, it's the end of the world. And like I said, people are drawing lines in the sand, and apparently Colossus has drawn one. And it's kind of a surprise to everybody, I think, reading it. It should be more of a surprise to Wolverine, but in his tone, it doesn't seem like it. Because you believe your cause is right, and therefore your thievery is righteous. That the West is owed it, and we should simply let you take it? You put a bomb in my chest and you're gonna lecture me, Colossus? No, I would never do that to you, Logan. Then what are you going to do? Perhaps I should let you go home to help your people prepare for a cold winter, and to bury those who do not survive it. Maybe, and maybe not. Oh, sorry. Maybe, and maybe not. But just so you know, the bombs were my idea. Think of it as a deterrent. See, I got my finger on the naughty button just in case you decide not to leave. But between you and me, I hope you don't, because I really want to mash it. Clink, clink, clink. Logan? Yeah, I'm not going to make the trip. I've got unfinished business here, but you should go. Let everyone know what happened here. See if you can help. But hurry, I'm guessing that thing has a range and you want to be outside the boundary as soon as possible. You want me to come up there, Petey? Or do you want to come down here and explain yourself? What is to explain? We did not cause any of what has happened. We are just as much victims of circumstance as you. So you just got lucky and the lights in this place stayed on. See, I smell a rat too about all this. And, Colossus is right. Not everybody is victims here. And it's just everybody scraping together to justify what they're doing. And maybe that's one of the points of this book. Yet, that was Unus the Untouchable. He protected this place and he died doing so. And there's the theme for today. Everybody's gotta go sometime. Better to go out with a bang, I say. Well, that and never trust a man with a clicker. Boop. Ah! Boop. Ah! You bastards! Snicked! I'll cut this thing out before I give you the satisfaction of doing that to me. And then when I'm done doing that, I'm coming for you, all of you. I wish it didn't have to be this way, Logan. But it does. Someone must lose. And this day, it is the West. And it is you, old friend. Bye-bye, America, and to you, their hat. Boop! And, yeah, boom goes the fucking dynamite. That is a lot of blood. Yes, and now it's done. What's next? Now we take the seed and relight our half of the world. And tomorrow and in the years to come, when the sun rises, it will be to shine on our flourishing lands and on the graves of the West. For they will all be gone, and there will be no one left to remember them. Look at that face. Look at how it all came back together. It's so fucking great. And that's Wolverine's Revenge #1. What do you guys think of that? Because right now it is pretty straightforward. There does seem to be some things to think about. Like, again, what's the context with the EMP, the flash of purple that went with it, and the animals suddenly getting more angry? Could they explain some of what Mastermind's doing? I don't know. But again, this is a great start. They tried to blow them up. They killed Cap and Bucky. They're removing. We don't even know who else is out there. That's the other part. We don't even know. So where's it going to go? Well, I can guarantee you that with Wolverine Revenge #2, there'll be some more revenge. So I want to thank y'all for watching. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, as we will get into more comic book stuff on the channel. Keep an eye out for Severance videos that we'll be doing as well. Season 2 is coming out on the 17th. And just look out for more stuff from the channel, as we will be back sooner rather than later, hopefully. So have a good one. Keep reading comics. Don't get revenge. And I'll see you in the next video. See ya, bubs. Bye. Ba 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.